Everybody got problems. Everybody got to deal with shit. You ain't special. So for you to walk around like a fucking wounded soldier, like everybody got to fucking, walk around eggshells around you is really fucking stupid to me. Now, if you're doing it like consciously or maybe even half consciously, but if you completely are like down in the dumps.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Cerbavelli, back in the place to be, La Merca Superior, Palace 81 Studios. We are live in effect, live and direct. It's your boy, Mr. Nine Times. Yeah, man. Today's mathematics, it is Tuesday, April 7th, which means it is God. Now, to know God is to know oneself. God created us in his image, so that means we are godlike in a sense. So remember, never ever forget who the fuck you are, because God will remind you in every step of the way. Remember, you get them little nuances, little weird circumstances, feelings of deja vu. You've been here before, or just like, you know what I mean? You're at the right place at the right time. You know why? Because God is always watching you, because God is within you. And remember, you are always going to be in God's image. So remember that. Everywhere you walk, remember that. God is always with you. Peace. Today's drip check. We have the Lunar New Year. Fucking Year of the Horse. Air Force. We got fucking the Snowflake Black Imperial shorts with the Snowflake fucking Heather Gray tank top. Columbia shades. Johnny B. Pomade. And Presley, would you like something to say? Holy shit, man. Don't attack me. I don't appreciate you attacking on a podcast. Anybody gonna be on the attack is me. You understand? Huh? Whew. All right, as you can clearly tell, we have some shoes right here. These are all the sneaker cops for March. And I was gonna come up here and I wanted to give it like a sneaker heavy like a podcast again, but I was like, you know what? Last episode was Air Max Day. I don't want to like bog everybody down with shoes again. I really wish I would have done this either like earlier in the week. I had like a 2-day weekend. I worked my Saturday and I took my Monday off. So, but I was tired. What did I do? Oh yeah, fucking what's it? Damn. The homies BC1, they came through and they did a feature for me for an album that's coming very soon. If y'all seen a program and all that shit, you know what album that is. I dropped a little teaser and shit on Instagram, and that's like something I like about like this internet shit. The internet shit that comes with, bullshit info in the media and the propaganda and the programming. I don't like any of that shit. But when it comes to like using it for like tools of like creativity and artistic expression, which, is totally in my field, that's what I like to do. And that's what I like it for. I kind of treat like social media as kind of like, I treat it like serious business, but also too, I kind of like try to put this like fine line of, it's also fun and being creative and like silly. That's why I kind of like have my little intricacies, even like with the captions and stuff like that. There's obviously some posts that I wanted to be like some real shit. Like when I drop Loteria, that's serious shit to me. Like when I drop an album, but then also too, like with posts, I don't want to bog everybody down. There's too much serious shit out there, and everyone, and not that we're crabs in a barrel, but we're definitely a lot of fishes in a bucket. So the more like I could kind of like differentiate myself from like everybody else and just kind of like express my own personality, I'm gonna do it, because living up to an image or like a certain aesthetic is so like fucking lame, and it's time consuming if that's not who you really are. You know, there's a lot of people where like, and I always go back to this, where they bank on their aesthetic, like whatever it is. You could be the tough guy, the street dude, or the fucking, oh, who's the dude? I'm a decent man from the city of demons. Him, like he's banking on his whole aesthetic to be like a half-wit fucking, you know what I mean, next door to Down syndrome, kind of like fucking weird 15-second clip walking down the street talking about a song. Like that's cool and all that shit, right? But you gotta like live up to that. But I feel like that's who really that fool is, for sure. I don't think like that's a gimmick. Can we like move this shoe so they could see your face? I want them to see your beautiful fucking face. And you see his face? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, look at his little foot right there. Anyway, but people that like they live up to their live up to an aesthetic, right? It's kind of one of these things where I try to like, I'm 50-50 with it, right? Like I understand like what it is to like be doing some shit like that, but I don't want to do that all the time. You know what I mean? I really feel like as a personality, like such as mine, is like very complex, and it's very not cookie cutter, you know? So I feel like I try to like tear down, like there's some sort of things that I like to do to kind of like bring me to ground zero, and not, because like I fucking for sure got a big ego. We all got big egos, but I kind of try to keep that shit in check, because I don't know where the fucking line is sometimes with some of that shit. I like some of the homies, they be laughing, or some of the things I say or do, it kind of, I don't even realize it. Like some of the homies are like, this fool really just said that shit, you know, and I don't kind of I don't even think about it. Like that shit is more so like what my actual personality is. I mean, my actual personality is gonna be out there, you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know, man. I try to be like kind of like Stone Cold Steve Austin with it, like where, you know, you kind of get an exaggerated version of me, because like I don't know, like I don't treat this shit like if it's like 100% serious. Like if we gotta be all like, you know, serious all the time. Like I want to have fun. I do want to move away from like rapping about kind of like more serious stuff. I definitely want to make like either like some really cool like funky shit, or just more upbeat stuff, like more upbeat fun stuff. But I'm just not kind of like that kind of guy on the inside. I'm kind of like a fucking Skittle, you know what I mean? On the outside, I'm real like fucking, or maybe the opposite of a Skittle, right? Because on the outside, if you kind of don't really know me, you're kind of thinking like, oh, this fool's like really fun and happy-go-lucky, which I am, right? Like I try to be on like that type of shit. But also too, man, like, you know, I got like a real like dark side inside, you know what I mean? And everybody got the dark, what do they call that? The dark side, or the dark, it's called the dark something. I think it is like the shadow of everybody, right? So the shadow of me is kind of like, you know, I get real moody. I don't want to talk to people. I want to cry sometimes. But then again, I also am going through this shit. You know, we just had my grandma's funeral, which was a little over a week ago. That was fucking heavy. That was like on some different shit, you know. So maybe that's just where it comes from. Maybe that's just because like I'm grieving right now, and I don't kind of fully understand it. Grief is a funny thing. It's kind of been like a topic as of lately because we're here. My grandma passed. We just had the funeral. I'll talk about the funeral in a little bit, but that's just kind of what's been like fucking with me because before grief, I had like it would hit me, but it would be a consistent thing. It wasn't something that I felt like would come and go, but with like before it would just be like every day waking up. It was bad, man. Like when I lost Raul and Josh, like at this Raul and Ian at the like pretty much the same fucking time, the same. Ian was in March, Raul was in August. So around that time, it was like I couldn't taste salt. I just like all my fucking days were like surrounded by dark clouds and thunderstorms above my head with rain pouring down. It wasn't cool at all. It was really hard for me. But that was consistent, it was like I woke up sad, I fucking fell asleep sad, and I was sad, right? But this shit is kind of like, it comes and goes in waves, and it's weird because it's kind of like, I feel like my emotions bottle up, and I release it through like my music or like certain times alone, but then it builds up. So it's kind of like now versus grief was like me being like, on full. Now it's full, then it empties, and it gets full and it empties. But that's because I know how to cope and like have an outlet for like my emotions. A lot of people don't have that, and it fucking sucks when you see that in people. Like they just don't, like a lot of people. There's a difference between processing and escaping. We're gonna talk about like some real like therapeutic type of shit, right? So when we are processing our emotions, we're doing it in a healthy way where we can break down our emotional struggles and deal with them in healthy ways, whether that be through exercise, which I do, creative writing or creative expression, which I do, talking to other people, which I don't really do, because I don't want to, especially like work and shit, I don't want to. Like it was up to a point where I told people like my business here and there, but now I don't even, not even like one of my best fucking like friends or like coworkers, you know what I mean? Who I know will keep his mouth shut. But even then, it's like I don't want to bog people down with my problems, because I don't want nobody feeling sorry for me. I don't want nobody being like, I just don't want that energy, because I used to fucking like trick people and feeling bad for me for like years, you know what I mean? And I think that's a very pussy thing to do. Everybody got problems. Everybody got to deal with shit. You ain't special. So for you to walk around like a fucking wounded soldier, like everybody got to fucking, walk around eggshells around you, is really fucking stupid to me. Now, if you're doing it like consciously or maybe even half consciously, but if you completely are like down in the dumps and you are like wasted like that, I know some people like that. It's just kind of like it like that's them. It is what it is. You know what I mean? They try to hold it together as best as they can, but you could sick tell like they're not in like a healthy space. So I just try to give those people space, because those people kind of need it. There's an old fucking saying or whatever: if you don't heal yourself, you're gonna bleed all over people who didn't cut you. I love that shit. So that's why it's important to process your emotions. You got to deal with the things in your life properly, because you're just gonna end up in this loop of like psychological trauma that you chose not to deal with. Or maybe you fucking got no choice in the matter. I don't know what it is, because I feel like my mental fortitude and all that shit is kind of strong. So when we're talking about processing versus like escaping, now escaping can be drugs, alcohol, projection, excessive habits, whether that be, excessive eating, just anything like that's like overboard with it that you could do just to like cope, you know what I mean? That could just be like whatever, you know. But that's you escaping because you can't sit with yourself and you can't deal with yourself. And if you can't look at yourself in the fucking mirror, bro, that's scary. That should be a fucking red flag for you. Like, oh, like why, you know what I mean? You gotta at least ask yourself why you're fucking doing this to yourself, because you ain't hurting. You could hurt other people, but number one, you're hurting yourself first. So if you put your trauma before you're only hurting you longer in the long run, and that's not cool at all to me. Like, I feel like whatever it is you need to be doing to fucking kind of like get yourself together, you got to be doing it, even when it's actively going through you're going through like traumatic events, like in the present, you know. So that's kind of like me. What is it? Right now, it's so funny because I was thinking, like, you know, my grandma, she lived a full life, and I gave this in like my eulogy. I wanted to make it a big thing, and I kind of was being like selfish with it because I wanted to bring my camera and like document it and take a picture like with like me by like her casket or something like that, and turn that into a whole album cover and all that. But then I thought, you know what, that's too much. I you know, I felt like Mulberry was a very, very like, I'm really letting you into my world. Not only like musically, but also the fact that like I took the picture like in my grandma's backyard where the fuck I grew up, and I felt like that's kind of where I draw the line. So knowing that that's where I fucking drew the line, I was like, you know what? I only have like one picture of like the casket. I didn't fucking go around documenting, shooting an Anthony Bourdain thing, going around, you know. This was something that was very surprising because I had like, mostly it was like family and friends from like my mom's side, but like a little bit of like my dad's side was there too. Like a lot of them actually. So I feel like I didn't need to make a big show about it. So with the eulogy, it was like I thought I was gonna come like pre-planned and prepared for all this shit. But as soon as I was in the fucking like the mortuary, and I was just like, I was in the room, and I was like, my cousins were there, and you know, some of them I hadn't seen in like years. What is it, like my tia Trini and her kids? I hadn't seen them in years. And I kind of have mixed feelings about it because I just feel like these fools like never come around, or like, especially like I always say this, I don't give a fuck about me. My pops, bro. My pops like really helped a lot of like my family, and I would know my pops would tell me who would hit him up and ask about him and shit. You know, cause like that, like me and my pops are like that close. So the fact that it's just, I feel like some people are taking advantage like of my pops and shit, like really like fucking fucks with me. I mean, that's neither like near nor there, but I'm just trying to give you like the mixed feelings I have of like me being in a moment, like me grieving, me seeing like some of these like people and stuff like that. You know, I just feel like I said, you know, people handle like grief differently, but I just feel like as people and like in their characters and shit like that, I just like, I don't want to be around you. You know, there's a reason why I haven't seen you in years. Obviously, you know, when we reach out and be like, yo, fucking, we gotta go do this, or like we should link up more. But you know, if I'm extending myself halfway and that halfway is not being met from the other side, it's just kind of like, okay, now I'm trying to do the most for something that's like not even lining up. And right now the key thing for me like is alignment. You know, like if it's not working, it's just not working, because I literally do not have the energy for like extra bullshit or extra shit in general. You know what I mean? I'm running low. Like I'm not even like, maybe not low, but I'm running like halfway. So I can't be on some overextensive type of shit with nobody where I feel like I'm just wasting energy, you know? I wish I could be there for like all my cousins, all my family. I wish I could, you know, take them out of like the situations, that the bad situations, or like the lesser, you know, fruitful things that they're fucking going through, and kind of like pull them up. But it's like, sometimes that's just like not reality. You know, some people don't want to fucking. Some people either don't know or they just, I don't know, man. I there's a lot of like cousins, you know, that I wish like I was closer with, but whether it's their choice or not, it's kind of like that's where we are in life, you know. And I totally understand it, especially like my younger ones, like my younger fucking cousins. I was them at one point, and I just remember the best thing like I could do is just kind of like do what I love my older cousins for, you know, like Jaime. I didn't even see him fucking often at all. I felt like I saw him like maybe once a year, maybe if that. And I always felt like I always saw him at my tia Rosa's. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I felt like I always saw him like there, or obviously with my tia Laura, but, and it was always fun to see him. It was, he just had like that spirit, that energy, you know what I mean? That kind of like one of a kind, like type of like people, you know, you'd like never meet again. You never meet nobody like him again. And he was definitely one of those people. So, the best way I feel like I could do like I could move in my life and shit is like look towards that and be like, okay, like I never really saw him around. I wish I could have saw him, but that's what made like our interactions better. Like knowing that every single time I saw him, it was like it was really cool. It was at a party. It was good vibes, and it wasn't like no fucking like when you're a kid, you don't know shit, so you're not thinking like, oh, let me make these fucking like moments last. You're just living in the moment. So, so with the whole eulogy and shit like that, I fucking just went up there and freestyled it. Didn't like have anything. I had kind of like in my head like points like I wanted to say, but it was only like one that I ended up saying, and I kind of like wasn't really. I didn't give like a speech about it. It was more so like I was up there and I just kind of like said what I felt. I just felt like, you know, I could have like spent more time with my grandma and shit, but honestly, at the same time too, I did the most that I could, man. I was working a lot, and that's just one of the things that kind of like one of my little regrets. It's not even a big regret. It's just one of those little things. Like I said, like I wish I could have said I loved you. I wish I could have gave her one more hug, one more time. I said I love you, one more kiss. You know what I mean? Just one of those things where it's just like, but like at that point, it's like out of your control because there's no like, you got to live like, okay, you got to be good with today, you know? If like shit ended tomorrow, will you be good with today? And I feel like I try to be on some shit like that, you know? So, yeah, this shit was hard. Just being around my family and stuff. And I like left early because it turned into one of those things where like I felt like alone in my own, like with my own family. And once I fucking felt that shit, I was like, nah, that's it. You know what I mean? I'm out of here. In the morning when I woke up, it was my cousin Andres, the one I gave like all my shoes to. He was there. He was excited to see me when I came home. He stayed up to like kick it with me or whatever. But dog, like, why would you stay up till like 3:30? Like, get some fucking sleep, you know? Woke up. I think I washed my car, fucking got ready or whatever the fuck like that. And I told him, like, he was just by himself. And like, I already know what like that feels like. You know, you come with your parents. Or like me specifically, right? I would go to Mexico, go with my parents, and I'm just sitting around the house because I don't got a car. I'm a fucking kid. I don't got money. I can't just walk out and do whatever the fuck I want to do. It's kind of like you're stuck somewhere and you got like no control over it, right? So I was like, you know what? Let's go, man. Like fucking let's roll and shit. Like, you hungry? Like, fucking let's bounce. And my mom was like, oh, yeah, he ate like at 10. And I think it was like 12 or some bullshit like that. Like, he ate in the morning already. And then we go to In-N-Out. He had already been in-N-Out. He hadn't been to Chick-fil-A. So the next time We'll go to Chick-fil-A. Originally, we wanted to go there, but it was Sunday. So fucking, I forgot. I was like, man, fuck these fools, bro. Like, who the fuck is Chick-fil-A? Who do these fools think they are? They could fucking just shut down on a Sunday, bro. Why? Sundays when chicken sandwiches are the most, they sound the most appetizing. You know what I mean? And why they close now? So we go. In-N-Out is a fucking zoo, bruh. There must have been like 60 motherfuckers in that In-N-Out, bruh. It was a lot of motherfuckers up in there just waiting to get their food. The line, like at In-N-Out, there's some In-N-Outs where it's like, so the one like in West Covina, right? That shit is like, the drive-thru's very small, but I think what they do is they snake it around the parking lot and then it ends up on the street. So it's very small. The one over here, dog, this shit, it goes from like the front end of the parking lot all the way back. That shit came around and was back like on like the it ain't like the street, or it is the street, right? It was like into the fucking street. And I was like, dog, like, hey, I know what we're gonna do. Everyone's in the drive-thru. Let's hop out. We'll go in the restaurant, get the fucking order, the fast food, whatever the fuck, right? And get the food, and at least I don't have to run the car, and it'll be maybe a little bit shorter of a wait. Well, this shit fucking wasn't doing shit to help. Well, I got food for everybody, and we were like number 35. No, we're like number 30. No, hold on. We were number fucking 52, and they were at 30. So I was like, fuck, we're gonna wait here for a minute. And you know, my cousin, he's fucking, you could tell like who's a foreigner or not, because this fool looked like a fucking Salvadorian refugee the way he was dressing. So like I seen people like looking at him and staring at him, and I was just looking at them like, what? Like, who the fuck are you looking at like that, bruh? Eat your food and talk to your girl and and keep your eyes to yourself, bruh. Or shut the fuck up and keep your eyes to yourself, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like I'm on like super high alert in situations like that. You know, my back is to the exit. I don't know. Someone could come in and fucking air the whole shit out. I'd be right there. It's just too many people. We're standing by the trash can because the whole place is full. We gotta move this way and that way for people to throw this shit away. It's getting me annoyed. But whatever, we're there. We're holding it down like some soldiers and shit. And whatever. We get the food. We go to the house. We eat. And I just wanted to like take my cousin out and show him like fucking, you know, this is what fucking success looks like. You know what I mean? Because you look at your deals and all that shit, obviously going to be more successful than you. They're your elders, you know? But when you see somebody that's like kind of like more of like your peer in a sense, you like, at least that's for me, right? So like it always goes back to like fucking Jose, right? He's like, I think it has to be like, I think he's 11 years older than me, but horrible role model, right? And I never really had no like cousins to look up to. All the cousins I ever looked up to, I like leveled up above that. And not to say like, you know, you're at this level, I'm now at this level, but that's really what it is. I'm just saying, you know, I don't look to nobody no more, but I did when I was younger. Why? Because I got successful enough to now, like, my role models is like, it's not even like family no more. But when you're younger, like that type of shit, it matters to you, right? Like you become like what you see and shit. So new car, new watch, new whatever, new money. And my cousin seeing all that shit, and he was just like, damn, dog, like what the fuck? So that's really like kind of like also like what I wanted to take him out for, because we all each one teach one, and it like starts with your family, bro. Like you can't, like strangers and shit, they're always like, they're not gonna get it, you know what I mean? They're not really gonna understand like people are gonna comment and say some fucking stupid shit that they have no idea because they're strangers, right? But like your cousin, they know you, they see you. And like throughout the years, I feel like I've like steadily progressed and elevated. I feel like that's kind of, that needs to be seen because nobody was a role model like that for me. So I feel like the more that my family can see me like doing good and all that shit, number one, that makes them happy. Number one, that makes me happy. And number two, that makes them happy. I don't do it for nobody else, but I feel like when that's recognized, I feel like that's good. I got like an invite to test for like a fucking, a program where I could like promote and stuff like that. Like, I really feel like I'm gonna get it, and that's why I'm going in. Like, it's already mine. All I gotta do is just go there and fucking take that shit. You know what I mean? Cause I ain't hoping to nothing. I'm gonna just go in and it's fucking mine. It's mine. I'm taking it. You know what I mean? No prisoners, no mercy, no hope, no none of that shit. You know what I mean? All that shit is a fallacy. It's an illusion when you go in talking about, oh, I hope, or I'm thinking for the best, and man, fuck all that shit, bro. I'm going in like fucking Alexander the Great, bro. Like, all this shit is mine. It's mine already. Just fucking give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Pause. So, that's kind of like where I'm at with it. I had like some shit to say, and I kind of think it'd be lame if I talked about like filler shit. I just really like these Air Forces. We're gonna go to shoes now, but these are like really nice. I don't have a normal pair of Air Forces. It's so weird. Like, it's all like it's all different colors. I don't have a pair of like white on whites. Even the white on whites I have are like the gum sole bottoms, and like that's not an OG. You know what I mean? Like, that came out. That was like the second model or colorway. I don't know. But these are fucking hard. I feel like they're the first time I've worn them, or if not, it doesn't matter. The laces are interesting too because they're kind of like they kind of give like a wool vibe, but they're not wool. They're just kind of like more soft, like a softer material, not like a shoelace material, but more like I don't know. It's just like real soft, but not like silk or whatever. And just everything about it, man. I just can't believe that these are like 120 or like 125 or something. And it's just stitching, It's just like hella embroidery for the horse and all that on the design. And like on the tongue, it's like a different kind of tab or whatever you want to call it, the Nike Air tab. But I love these. Air Forces are like really like growing on me. Vomeros are really growing on me, man. I just bought like 3 fucking pairs, bro. So I kind of got to chill out with that. Really, I did that because there's a patent leather pack of like Air Forces that I'm not gonna get at any one of them because I really like the colors, but just the blue is too dark. It looks like a fucking blueberry. And I know for a fact it's not going to look good with anything that I have. Air Forces, I have like the Scarface ones, the black and red ones, and I don't like those because they're too fucking dark. The red's too dark. The white chops it up, right? Like where like it breaks it up, like the color palette. But even then, it's kind of like, I just did that because I wanted a different Air Force. And now I know the purple fucking Air Forces, I haven't even worn those. And I fucking, they're just too dark. They're like a dark fucking purple. I want every single fucking Kobe Air Force colorway, the one with the snakeskin pattern. I think I only have 3. I have the white ones. Oh no, 2, and the purple ones. But there's more out there. They have black. Then the first ones were white. Then they were black. Then they were purple. Green, but it's like a fucking like a slimy, like a Shrek shit green. And then I think the newest one is gray. So they've already got a couple out there, and I'm already missing some in my collection. But it's one of those things like, oh, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. It's like, whatever. I don't need every single Air Max OG. I don't need and I love Air Maxes. I don't need every single Vomero. I don't need every single like Air Force, you know? If it happens, it happens. I want fucking high top Air Forces. I was at fucking Foot Locker and they had the mids. And I like those, but you know what? That'd be me settling for less. Because I want the high tops. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and then all these, you got the fucking, you know, the silver lacelet shits with the Pegasuses on them. That's just fire. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about Pegasuses, buddy? You feeling good? No comment from the boy. So we have a special sneaker presentation for y'all. These are the drops for March. This is the New Balance. I don't even know what model this is. The 860 V2 with Amy Leon Dore collaboration. I swapped the fucking like the dark pink with the light pink laces. These are cool. It has like the 1906 lower, and this is pretty cool. I didn't actually buy these though in like March. I bought them last fucking March on a pre-order because that was when I was like super like sneaker heavy. Like, oh, I just need some sneakers. You know what I mean? Like I was just like hungry for them. And don't get me wrong, these are cool. They're just like, I don't know. When it comes to like Y2K runners now, I feel like I'm kind of growing out of that shit. And I'm just sticking to my guns. Like I don't need every fucking mesh runner out there, you know? Because I've worn like pretty much a majority. Like I have like a majority of or worn or bought, you know. The famous ones are like the Sauconys. Or actually the Sauconys, I've only had the Ride Millenniums, but the Triumph 4s I have, I'm not a fan of those. So I don't even know if I'm going to get the Omni Grid 9s because it's like Saucony's just like not the lower, the outsole is just not comfortable. It's just really firm. That'd be like something you'd want to like stand all day on your feet for because they're not going to there's no give to it. You know what I mean? So you just be standing there. And like your shoe's not gonna go nowhere, you know. I literally haven't even worn these. I've just tried them on, but very interesting colorway, very cool. These just kind of like look too old school, dad, at the cookout ish. You know what I mean? But it's all good. Like I already know I could piece up an outfit around this, and it's gonna look cool. This gives me like fucking, I don't know, like pink berry, Yogurtland ass vibes, you know, very like fruity paws, even for me. It's just one of those things where I wanted to get out of my comfort zone as far as like sneakers and kind of like try something new. And yeah, we'll see what outfit goes around with this. But Amy Leon Dore, nonetheless, their shoes, their packaging, the presentation is like fucking, you know, it's top tier. So I already knew, like, even if I didn't really like the shoe, I would just know like my money was spent good. You get the branding on the tongue, on the insole, you know, you get Amy Leon Dore, same thing on the inside. And it's just, what I really commend them for is like, they're coming out with like new models. It's not like they're trying to re-rock like a 1906 or a 2002 R. You know, I have the RC56, and now it's the 860. They're new shoes. These are the only models of New Balances that you can get under like this collaboration, and I think that's fire. Let's see. This is probably my favorite, and because this is like a year in the making, right? These are the purple, and I haven't worn these either. But the Laker Jordan 4s, fire. I love the Nike AirTag, the splatter fucking paint on the Nike Air on the back, the suede, the materials, bro. Like, even though this is like going back to like a dark shoe, like this would be something where I'd wear everything else light. Like I'd wear a white shirt, light blue jeans, very light colors everywhere else. The only thing that'd be dark about it would be this. So I got like some fly fits for this. I feel like if I wore like a purple shirt, it kind of wouldn't, it would match for sure, but it wouldn't really, I don't know if it would go over well. So I wanted these last year when I heard about them like around March, and I thought they were supposed to come out, I think either last August or this August, but I knew it was going to be a minute from now. And I remember being like, yo, dog, they're calling these the Imperial Purple fucking Jordan 4s. And I didn't even know they were going to come out this soon, but I was like, I got to have a pair of these, So, what is it? I missed them on fucking sneakers. I'm not about to put in a raffle for like no regular shoes I feel like I could get. Like now I'm like figuring out like what I can and what I can't get. So I missed out on them. I called fucking Foot Locker in downtown LA. They had them. I went over there and they had some pairs. They're like, how many pairs you need? Like if fucking they had them on deck, and I was like, nah, just give me one pair. I just need one pair of shit. And they're called the Lake Show. They already got nicknames from the Kobe 4s, the Lake Show 4, the Laker 4s. I think that's fire. I only need one fucking pair. There's no shoes I'm gonna double up, triple up, or quadruple up on unless it's like, like not even Vomeros. There's not like, the only shoe that I have done that for is Air Monarchs, but I'm kind of moving away from Air Monarchs because they're just kind of like, I feel like they're not as comfortable as Vomero 5s, and the Vomero 5s are kind of like chipping them off. So maybe I'll do like a up to date, like the most comfortable sneakers for me, because I feel like I gotta update that shit. I know I did something like that a little bit ago, but definitely no Jordans are gonna be on that list. But it's kind of like, you as a sneakerhead, you're going through that shit, and it's you're finding out, you're growing in and out of certain things. So probably my favorite pickup, probably my favorite Jordan 4. The cements are right there. What else do I have? Because I got the Cave Stones are cool. I'm not. That's like a super underrated, and like the colorway is very specific and shit. But I feel like what is it? I like all my 4s. How about that? I like them all. But for sure, like once I wear these and I put a fit around them, that's when I'll really see. Really what it is like, what can I wear around them? You know what I mean? And I don't like wearing like dark on dark. You know what I mean? Like my emo like phase is over. So I don't really want to wear like black, like blacked out shit, all like really often or whatever. So the cement 4s just go with everything. I love wearing it with like a fit like this, fire. You know what I mean? Like, and that's been a fit before, like the tank, the shorts, and the 4s. So I just got to find out like what I'm going to rock this with, and we're cooking and shit. Oh, that's it. Yeah, but excellent customer service from Foot Locker. The homie, he helped me out. He was like really cool. It always goes back to like good business. So this fool was like, hey, if you could leave me a good review and all that shit, I'd very much appreciate it. You know what I mean? And he was talking to me like as a person, as a human being, not just like as a, you know what I mean? As a customer, like, oh, like, your fucking watch, like, my pops just bought that watch and all that shit. So he was really like into it, and I appreciate that. Good business. She's good business, right? Let me see. Oh, yeah. I mean, you already knew. They had these. When I went to go pick these up, they had these. And I could have bought them over there. But shout out to JD for the exclusive Neon 95s. I feel like Joey Wheeler. Honestly, I feel like I need to buy like a whole Joey Wheeler outfit and get like his deck. And fucking, Jesus Christ. My eye. Jesus. God damn. My eyes. Yeah, these are the sneakers that Joey Wheeler wore in Yu-Gi-Oh. I want to do like a whole like even a jacket. Like I don't know if I'm gonna go like season 1 Yu-Gi-Oh or 2 Yu-Gi-Oh for the Joey Wheeler fit. I'm leaning more towards like season like 1 because he had like the rugged shit with him, like the rugged style. But fire, I've been wanting these since a year ago, since like Air Max Day when they made it like finally like a big bubble when the big bubbles first came out last year. And I wanted these, and I think it's just hilarious that like a year ago these were like 500, you know what I mean? And now they're like you could get them for 3. It's just so funny. Like the sneaker game is so interesting, but I love these. These are like just obviously iconic and like all that shit. Let me see. And then we have the other ones that I wanted, the other 95s, the pink foams. I love these. I feel like I like these a little bit more than the neons, or maybe not. I don't know. But super fire. I just love the like the black and the pink and the gradient and all that shit. It really like it's really like some stylish shit, you know what I mean? I forgot what model she wore these on her Instagram and that kind of exploded. But when Kim Kardashian wore these, she fucking like it made everybody go buy these shits. And that's when I feel like it's played out. When you see like a fucking celebrity or whatever wear them and you're like, oh, I'm gonna wear this shit, and you know what I mean? It's like bullshit because now you're not even doing it because you like it. You know, I'm in like a little pink phase. You know, I'm in a fucking Pink Panther and shit. Pause. But I'm gonna fucking. I already got the fit. Like the fit, I got him. You know what I mean? I just got to wear it for the podcast. The next podcast, that's my word. I'm going to wear these because I love these and shit. And real men wear pink, bro. Actually, real men, what they want and what they like. You know, bitches are out here fucking looking at other people and commenting and shit because you're over here fucking just a hater, bro. And believe me, bro, I've had my judgmental opinions about people and their gay shit too, but it doesn't matter because fucking I'm going to do what I want and fuck you. You know what I mean? I don't care. Like, I really don't care about what people think. If I want to wear like a whole fucking pink outfit and look like I'm sponsored by Pepto-Bismol, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the message of the day is do what you feel. Don't feel like fucking you gotta be judged by other people, and if other people judge you, fuck them, bruh. Like Biggie said, fuck them in the ass, throw them over the bridge. And what's up, man? You're about to be on camera, so what are you doing? Andale. He's not a stupid dog, Mom. You're ruining the message of the day. Stay cool. Okay, thanks, Mom. What is it? Yeah, just do what you like, do what you feel, fuck what people think. You know what I mean? It's your life, it's not theirs. And get money. This is the God's Hour.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. He wears Prada, the devil like inside your box now.
While the angels fly over my headstone.